Oh, it's a beautiful morning. I found this spot yesterday, and this is my second stop, and I'm actually only making 2 stops. I get a lot to do this time of year, and my goal is just to have fun and catch beavers close to home for a change, not run around all day chasing traps. So I found this again yesterday, and I got a little excited since there was a lot of sign. I found a big beaver lodge and I set 6 traps, 6 330s. I think there were 4 of them in runs going to the house, and then 2 I set right at the house. So let's take a little walk in here and see how we made out. Here's the house just coming into view. God, it's beautiful. Can't get over it. There's an old abandoned beaver lodge there. See some sticks here. A little bit of sign. There's one of my 330s. This is the furthest away from the house, and there's a little bit of fresh sign. So I guess no beaver decided to come up that run today or yesterday. But I got a little more hope for this next one. So let's see. Okay, so we've got one 330 set right here. No, nothing came here. Okay, how about there? We get that bridger. Nothing came into that run either. Wow, this is odd. Okay, I don't know what to think about this. It's a pretty big house. There should be a pretty good number of beavers in here. I'm a little disappointed. We got one more set on a run here, and then we got the 2 at the house on those big metal conibear stands and some deeper water. Oh, there we go. We got a beaver. Okay, so this was a deeper run filled with water and closer to the house. Actually a small beaver though. Look at that. Just a little bugger. Huh. Actually, that's a fair ways from the house for a little beaver like that. So let's take that out and reset it. Still getting the hang of using these stands. I'm thinking it's probably more efficient just to leave them right in place and then slide your trap right back onto them when you're ready. So we'll try that. Tried to cheat there and get the spring eyes. Well, we're not going to set any records with this guy, but it's a catch. There. What's with that? Okay, we got those 2 sets right at the lodge now. Hopefully we do better there. I was only planning to set 1 there, but I had an extra trap with me, and I decided at the last minute to set a 2nd, so hopefully that paid off, because otherwise 1 small beaver for this spot is a little bit discouraging. See, oh, yeah, stand is knocked over. That's good. It's usually a good sign. Let's see. We got 1 stand knocked over and the other one nowhere in sight. So, ooh, uh-oh. Stand is pushed over, but the trap is not fired. I'll have to dig around and grab the other one and see what we got. Okay. All right. Funny, that water was so deep that I couldn't see what had happened down there. I was afraid I was going to walk into a trap or something. But I found the beaver. It's under there. I don't know what happened with this set, but it's just pushed that stand over, pushed the trap over. And I just set that back like there. I think there was some beaver activity there on top of the water. You could see these peeled sticks, and I think they just kind of were moving along there and probably hit the top of the stand. I don't think it happened from underneath the trap. Nothing's disturbed down there, so we'll see. Hopefully we get something moving through there. We'll see. But anyway, we did get one here. That's good. Oh, yeah, that's a good one too. Yes, sir. There's a nice beaver. All right. Yeah, good sized beaver. Nice big beaver. I guess the good news is I don't have to haul a bunch, 3-4 beavers like that out. So that's a plus, huh? All right, let's set this back in this run. Log that I had that wired to. Yeah, set that like that. Okay. Such a wide run, I don't know. I didn't have a super great deal of confidence when I set it, but it worked. That's all that matters. stabilize that a little bit. And now I'll walk it. There. How about that? Now, the beaver can move freely along the outside of that, which I think is probably okay. All right, well, we got one nice beaver, one little beaver. Not the greatest check in the world, but hey, whatever. It was better than nothing, and we don't have to haul 400 pounds of beaver out of this swamp. But a couple of thoughts. One of the things is if you're working right next to the house, sometimes a little bit of disturbance. If you make a little noise, they're a little nervous and they might not be active that first night. So that's a possibility. Also, I used to try to make sets right at the den entrance all the time, and I found that doesn't always result in as definitive results as you might expect. No, I'm not saying that right, but you would think intuitively that, oh, it's just set right there, they got to come out there, but it doesn't always work, especially if a beaver comes out the entrance and gets trapped, and then the others see he doesn't come back and they see him right there. I don't know exactly what's going on, but sometimes that doesn't work great. I mean, this set is not at the entrance. They got to come out of the entrance and turn and come towards this area, but still something to consider. But yeah, I'm hopeful. The other thing is there's a pretty good bit of the feed pile left, so these beaver, either it might be a small colony, although the house is quite big, or there might have been a lot of them die off this winter. I'm not sure, but another possibility. But we'll see. We'll find out tomorrow. I think tomorrow will tell. If we may catch a couple of sub-adult beavers, and that would be really good to see. But anyway, yeah, we got 4 beavers this morning, just enough to skin before I move on to other tasks for the day. So catch you guys later. Well, I just checked a few sets here along the river, and I didn't catch anything in 5 traps. This is number 6, and this is one where I just set 2 days ago. Caught a beaver here yesterday, and I see the stand is there, but the trap's missing. So I assume we got a beaver here. Let's figure it out. There's a beaver. Nice one. Good. Awesome. Almost missed them. I've been setting the triggers way off to the side because I want to avoid catching an otter here. But this beaver swam almost all the way through the trap before he got caught. He's a good one. So this has proven to be a pretty productive set. This river is interesting. It seems like there's nobody trapping up and down it, so it seems like it doesn't matter how many beaver I catch here in the fall, there's just as many or more next spring. They just move up and down this river every spring. So it's good. The water dropped considerably, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna reset this and get this 330 underwater. Okay, there's my stand. Set that. will definitely be too high. So set that deeper. There we go. That there. There. And maybe one more. I can find something. Get him to dive. Right there. Get a little fresh lure. We're ready to go to the next spot. Well, I just checked 3 body grip traps and some runs coming up on land over there, and had nothing. I did notice though that this caster mound I set this channel, and this mound got added to last night, so that wasn't there yesterday. There was just a little pile of rubble there, and that was a great spot to make a set. But I thought, if they're coming in from the river there, probably guy ought to try to get them on their way in rather than hope they go further up into the woods. So that's what we did. Here is our 330 on our H stand, and we got the beaver. Awesome. We do have 2 more sets over at that beaver house, just a short ways away. I'll just go ahead and take care of this guy and remake the set. Got my hip boots on today instead of chest waders. It's might be a little deep out by the house for these hip boots. We're gonna find out. Nice beaver. There, that should work. All right. All right, we ended up with a big 0 at the lodge here. that strap on the stand under that big log was pushed over, tilted over again, so I moved it to the other side of the log and I put a couple guide sticks there, so hopefully the beaver moving through will get caught. And then that one was untouched, so they're probably coming out right under the feed pile there or around the backside somewhere, and coming around. But anyway, we'll have them here for the next night, and who knows, maybe we'll catch one. So just a couple beavers this morning, but just enough for me to be able to keep up with work and everything this week. So only 2 beavers to work up today. Well, it's been kind of a rough morning so far. I got wet hands again. I have a brand new pair of Cold Creek gauntlets, and stuck my hands in the water the first time, and sure enough they leaked. That's the 4th pair I go through this year. 2nd pair right out of the bag that leak. So anyway, I don't know what to do about them, but we did get a beaver. This is 1 out of 5 sets. The other 4 were empty, but this is always a productive spot, really. Water's dropping like a rock. Put on my wet gauntlet. Shouldn't take that long. For some reason it always does. Well, I checked my sets here. 6 traps. I was 0 for 5 from the house over to here. I got 1 more set over up ahead here that I did see I get a beaver. It looks like maybe a beaver in it, but I think we're cleaning this one out pretty good, because I caught 2 big adults, 1 kit, and I think this other one's a kit. So there must not be those sub-adults or those 2-year-olds in this lodge for some reason. They may have got kicked out last year, went on their own up or down this stream. So a lodge of that size, I was thinking there'd be 5-6 beaver in there or more, maybe even 6 or 8, but there may only have been 4 or 5, and just 2 of them were good sized. So yeah, well, I don't know, that beaver looks a little bigger than I might have thought. Funny, you come up with a theory, just as soon as you think you got something figured out, you prove yourself wrong. Maybe. We'll see what it looks like here. Another nice quiet morning. The water is dropping fast. It is springtime, beaver trapping season. The ice has been out for quite a few days here now. Early ice out this year. Look at that. That was completely underwater yesterday, so it's dropping a foot a day, or close to a foot a day. So I gotta reset that, and I'll go check the next one down here. This river drops so fast. When we started, my set was up here, about 2.5–3 feet higher. It was 330, completely underwater, and the caster lure was right there. And as the water's been dropping, I've been moving it down. I had to get it underwater. Look at that. It is quite a ways down there, and I remade my bait right there. So anyway, I got a trap to check just down here. We'll see if we got anything in that. Alright, let's scramble through the bushes here. made this set quite a while back and I wasn't catching any beaver in it. So I made one 50 feet away and that caught 2 or 3 beaver. But I left this one in, kept checking it. Well, must be something with the water dropping, because I kept rechecking it, set it further down, and finally we got a beaver in it. So just a simple crawl out spot where they're coming out to feed, and a little calm water on the side of the main channel. There we go. So that's good. It is another day, another beaver at this spot. I don't think I've gone more than one day the past week without making a catch here. So yeah, now the water has dropped so low I don't know if I can fit that 330 there anymore. And you come out here and it's really not any deeper at all, so I may be out of luck here. I don't know. We'll see. Another nice beaver though, so they're still moving back and forth through here. All right. Yeah, well, I'll tell you guys what happened. We are trying to avoid otters. We're catching beavers here, and I've been setting my triggers all the way to the side of the trap so that the otter can swim through. And usually they're supposed to swim through, and this otter got all the way through. It's a big otter. Looks like a big male, and it swam all the way through the trap, and it must have tripped it. Must have tripped the trigger with its foot on his way through and got caught. So yep, it's a beautiful otter. There's so many otters here, it's just been hard to avoid them, but anyway, it's a nice fur. So I think I'm gonna pull this trap just in case there's another otter here. I don't really want to catch any more, so there you go.
Heavy.
I think this is gonna be the last day of checking these traps. We pulled the one we were at before. The water just keeps dropping so fast you can't keep up with it. It drops a foot a day. Pretty soon this river will be dry, but anyway, we had this trap. We only had 3 traps here today, and we're gonna wrap it up. But we had a little side channel here. The beavers were not coming into it during high water, and we kept adjusting the trap. Then I moved the trap to another spot, and I decided to put it back when the water dropped, because you could see there was a channel. This is where they had been coming up, and I caught a beaver right here but a week ago. But look, there's a big beaver. That is probably the beaver that was slapping his tail at me when I was trying to set traps here the other day. So that is a nice big beaver. All right. So if you look over here, you see there's like a vertical grass bank there. And this is all wide open channel. There's no reason that a beaver, there's no particular area a beaver would have to travel here. But they tend to hug the edges of those vertical banks. Guys that came up with that bottom edge set for mink realized that early on, that these water animals tend to hug those areas. And so I figured the beaver would be traveling along the edge of that bank, and I set a 330 right in here with a conibear stand and just a few guide sticks, and those are 2 sticks just to make him dive. And I actually left this other portion open. And so it worked out. He came in this way, and or he may have come in the other side and gone up here, investigated my set or whatever, and then went back down. So I can't quite tell from here which direction he was caught in, but anyway, yeah, it worked. So that's good. Quite a few days without a beaver here, so finally it was good to get this guy, and I think I'm gonna pull out and call it here. I guess this is gonna be the last trap of the season. I just pulled the last one, had a beaver in it. Another one that didn't, but yeah, so this is up to 15 beavers in within half mile of home. So it's enough to skin and get a lot of other stuff to do here. So yeah, see, that was several inches underwater yesterday. Dropping a foot a day, man. Just a few days ago, it was 5 feet higher here. It's unbelievable how fast it happens. But anyway, I think I got that beaver that was hanging out, slapping his tail at me when I was making these sets. And, no doubt there's a few more, and we like that. We don't mind leaving a few more beavers to inhabit this area so we can trap them this fall. So anyway, with that, we'll wrap it up, call it a season for spring beaver trapping. that's it for spring. The beaver pelts are starting to turn a little bit, and we got some nice beavers in here. Now it's time to go home and do some skinning and get caught up. All right.